By the end of this story, you'll either believe in monsters or write in the comments that I made everything up. But if you watch till the end, I'll tell you about the moment that made me not sleep for 2 nights straight. Deal? Let's go. Hi, I'm Loly, a regular schoolgirl with a very not-so-regular story. And yes, this is about the Loch Ness Monster. The one, Nessie. A legend, a meme, and the reason tourists buy way too many fridge magnets. Let's start with real facts, because I'm not just like, I believed it because vibes. The Loch Ness Monster is said to live in Loch Ness, a huge lake in Scotland. And fun fact, this lake is really deep, over 230 meters. The water is super dark because of peat, like literally black-brown, so even a big log can look like something alive. Remember this, okay? The first mentions of Nessie go back to the 6th century. Seriously, there's an old record about Saint Columba who supposedly saw a water beast. Not a TikToker, not a blogger, a saint. Already sounds wild, right? Now, my story. A few years ago, my dad worked in Scotland. He's an engineer. Nothing mystical, just a smart guy permanently holding coffee. One day, he goes, "Loly, want to come with me?" I'm like, "What about school?" He says, "It's Scotland." Me, "So when are we leaving?" We stayed not far from Loch Ness, and yeah, I knew all the stories, but I treated them like tourist horror tales. Like, sure, and mermaids will show up next. Another fact real quick. The lake has been studied hundreds of times. Sonars, underwater drones, cameras, everything. In the 1970s, sonar actually detected a large moving object deep underwater. Scientists couldn't clearly explain what it was. Not proven, not debunked, and honestly, that's the perfect fuel for legends. One evening, my dad and I went for a walk along the lake. Heavy fog, like really thick, the kind where it feels like the world hasn't fully loaded yet. I joked, "If Nessie shows up now, I'm running first." Dad laughed. "For now." Then, splash. Not small, not fish level, a heavy sound. I stop. "Dad, did you hear that?" He goes, "Probably a wave." But here's the thing, there were no waves. The water was completely still. And then I saw it. A shape. Not clear, not, "Look, I filmed it." A long, dark form slowly moving under the water. The scariest part? It was moving against the current. Another fact so you understand, there are no known large animals in Loch Ness that could move like that. No whales, no sharks, just fish and eels, and even the biggest eel wouldn't look like that. My dad went quiet, and he's not the type to panic. Then he said, "Loly, let's just go." And that's when I got genuinely scared. Another famous fact, in 1934, the so-called surgeon's photograph appeared, showing something like a long neck coming out of the water. Later, it was partially debunked, but not fully. The original photo disappeared, and theories exploded. Some say it was a model. Others think it was a real animal, similar to a plesiosaur. Now, think about this. If plesiosaurs are extinct, why do we still discover new animal species? Thousands of new creatures have been found in the oceans in recent years alone. Just facts. The next day, I went deep into research mode and found out that every year, hundreds of people report seeing something strange in the lake. Not all of them want attention. Some even stay anonymous, and that doesn't really feel like pure hype. I'm not saying it's 100% a monster, but I am saying that I saw something. Maybe it was a shadow, maybe an optical illusion, or maybe Nessie actually is there. What do you think? Write in the comments, believe or not. And if you want more stories like this, hit like, because then I'll tell you what we found a few days later. Spoiler, it was no less weird.